e-gaming bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck. What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!
Hello everybody and welcome back to your coverage of DotaPit Season 4 by G2A. I'm Toby1 and we're here for game number 2 of Team Spirit up against Na'Vi. Na'Vi, it's their last game of the night and we'll see if they are capable of keeping it with a clean sweep tonight, as well as since Star Ladder. I will keep bringing this up until they lose a game, at which point the entire chat can cry.
Not fanboy.
I'm not. I really am not. In fact, I'm almost the opposite. I know people saw my tweet out after after Generals like the announcement came out about General. I'm like, oh, this could be interesting. What's come out from Na'Vi? Wait, no, I don't care anymore. Like, I mean, so
It's like another 100-person and trying out for Na'Vi. What's going on, Na'Vi?
It's just so damn stupid every bloody time, and every time, like, because I read the tweet that they put out, and on the tweet it said General now confirmed as Na'Vi player. I'm like, wait, hello, let me have a quick read of this, and then it's like confirmed as stand-in. I'm like, this fucking it. I'm done, and I unfollowed the Na'Vi Twitter. That was actually my final straw. I refuse to follow that Twitter. It just pisses me off every time.
They just can't commit, man. They just can't commit.
Well, I think I think the squad can't commit. The organization seems to be able to commit very, very easily. Let's move from next player to next player. Anyway, let's not think about the bitterness, and let's just look at the game itself. Team Spirit, not the greatest game one here. Wasn't the greatest game they had earlier before. Interested to see now how the draft actually pans out. Because Seneko could just go in now for like the Death Prophet. We could be looking at something like what the We Play draft was earlier tonight.
Yeah, they won't have Chin or Whist. I think that is the two biggest Na'Vi heroes that put on so much pressure. Obviously, we've been seeing Nature's Prophet a little bit from them. Batrider is a staple hero so far. Void and DP are normally picked in comparison. So yeah, and we're going to see the DP. And this is a tandem that don't see too often here, but Enchantress obviously it helps out a lot in the pushing power. And then Invoker's pretty good at dealing with Enchantress if they have a stun, because then you have the Sunstrike. It helps burst her down a lot. And then what hero will they probably pick up here from Team Spirit? I don't really like Gyrocopter in this game because DP can Spirit Siphon through BKB, and then he gets kited around. So I love Ursa versus both of these heroes. At the same time, then, you know, the Yules can come out from the DP. But Ursa plus Invoker is pretty scary if you think about it. Then you have the Dire Side advantage here. But they probably won't show their cards too early here.
I'd just like to see some supports that are able to deal with Enchantress, or at least take her out of the fight and protect their own teammates.
Which Doctor?
It's not a bad hero to go to, yeah. But this,
yep.
This is actually really nicely drafted by Seneko. Like, we had the Chen Enchantress battle during game number 1, and now, like, you ban out the Chen in the first 2, you take out the Oracle, you take out a lot of the sustain and jungle potential of Team Spirit, and then you pick up the Enchantress yourself. A hero which a lot of players have been playing on the off lane, but more than likely Na'Vi would just switch into this safe lane role. Into this jungle role for art style. And I kind of agree with Team Spirit with the Vengeful Spirit. Like, they're looking towards the Batrider pickup of for General in the second phase, potentially. And she just covers a lot of bases for you. This may actually be the Dro draft as well.
That's the one thing I was going to talk about too. Drow Visage here could be picked up, but at the same time, it's pretty bad. It's actually atrocious against the Enchantress because the right clicks coming in, it's not going to be enough. You really need to have the Visage Birds online, Venge Stun, and then into maybe a Sunstrike plus a Soul Assumption, and Enchantress has to die, else their right clicks aren't going to come in. I've seen the tri-lane before against it, and then the Enchantress just took advantage of the situation. So I really do love Batrider here, the ban, as well as Furion. They've been burned way too many times with this one Furion now. They've lost 2 games against it. Batrider as well as General Staple Hero. Make him beat you on something else here. And then also, the Venge is going to be nice too if they have a Void. You can swap somebody out of the Void Chrono in these situations. So it sums up a lot of the key points already.
I really want to see, though, if Na'Vi want to ban out the Dro Ranger. Like taking out Lycan, 100% agree with. Like, we're looking at early Roshan and everything that really comes with it. But how does Na'Vi want to approach it? Like, you said, like, okay, well, they're not going to have the Prophet, not going to have the Batrider. What cores are left for Na'Vi that they have been playing recently?
Void and Tide to some extent could be a window of opportunity. I think Navi will pick up. It's very hard to tell right now what they want to do. They banned out the Witch Doctor. Obviously, that's a great hero to have against the Enchantress.
Faceless Void.
Yeah, it's just... I'm trying to think of what else there is for Navi. Alright, but yeah, Void's going to be picked up. Already went over all the things that it's good in the swap, obviously. But yeah, the synergy between Faceless Void and DP, you always want to have it. Come on, Toby. Give it to me. Give it to me. What is spirits?
What are you? Are you looking for 2K insight? Is that what you want, Ryu?
Yes.
That's it. Visage and Troy is
Luna.
now going to come up from
Luna.
Team Spirit. They're going to be running an off-lane Wind Ranger just to mix things up. There's your 2K right there, Ryu.
I just, when it comes to these second phases, it's impossible to normally tell what you want to pick up here, unless they've already banned out the Bat and the Furion. So off laners that are left is kind of like Faceless Void and Tide. So those are kind of easy. Art style normally does run the Enchantress jungle, doesn't go for the off lane right away. So that's where you can tell that Navi you're still going to be picking up an off lane because General doesn't play the Enchantress for the off lane there. And then Morphling here was being picked up by Spirit. This is going to be a great hero to deal with the Enchantress. Blade is going to pop her, and she's gone off the map. I really do like the counter. At the same time, you can enchant the Morphling ulti, and you can bring it back to base too. So it's like a double-edged sword. Enchantress can take it over. So
I'm actually thinking more like with the Morphling pickup, how hard it is for the Enchantress and the Death Prophet to kill him. Because Morphling can always get that distance gap on the Death Prophet. Like, you got Adaptive Strike and Waveform even if your replicate has been stolen by the Enchantress. With the timing as well of the Waveform, I believe you can just disjoint the Impetus. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that's possible.
Say that again. Yes, you can Waveform out of Impetus?
Yeah. So you can disjoint an attack with Waveform. And with the Faceless Void, you can still Strength Morph inside of Chronosphere.
Yep, that's why it's another good counter. The biggest thing that hurts Morphlings are silences, right? So if DP can get off the silence beforehand, in which most cases you won't, right? You normally need to blink in with a Puck Silence or have a Skywrath Mage, which...
Yeah, the second you have a Void Jumpy, it's like, I'm coming towards you, and then Chrono goes down, and then Death Prophet will reach for silence. It's all too late. A Jackie. We get a Jackie on the field.
I really love this hero. It doesn't see much play because it needs level 7. And it's really hard to get those levels early on in these games normally. Jakiro, once you get that Liquefier online, I feel like he's better than Arasta. He can just go from lane to lane, keep putting the pressure onto Liquefier, 4-second cooldown. And it also helps a lot to slow the attacks during the team fights too. Obviously, the synergy between Jakiro and Faceless Void are pretty amazing right now, but you have to hit those chronos at the same time.
And
so it's
you want to get levels, like, get this, because I don't know if Seneko was watching what the team formerly known as Finstack, now known as Stark Esports, did, but they ran a Trixie Jakiro core offlane, and then they put the Enchantress in the jungle there, and he just took all the creeps from the close by camps, and they kept diving the tower. So they'd use the Enchantress creeps to go underneath the tower. The Jakiro didn't get Ice Path until level 5. It was a straight 2-0-2 build. And at that point, you just like harass down the tower. You burn through the tower. You can creep skip out a little bit. You just take out the first tower, then rotate to the same thing in another lane. Same thing in the mid lane. And by that point, your Death Prophet should be online where she could just wipe through the mid. This feels like a bit of a stolen strat if that's what they're going to do. And if they actually run an aggro lane with the Viper and leave the Void by himself in the bottom, I'm going to be even more of a believer in... Maybe not a believer in this because like it was important for Jakiro to have space. Like you had a level 4 Jakiro and Enchantress by 3.5 minutes. That's what happened in that game that went their way because they just zoned out the safe laner, who I believe was a Spectre. Like, he was so screwed.
Yeah, this time, though, they're gonna have a very hard time. Morphling, Bane, Venge. This trial lane is
Yeah.
super scary. There's no way they can burst down the Venge, or the Bane at all. Like he's just gonna brain sap you, and then you're pretty much screwed. You'd have to have Enchantress having 2 creeps, and then Jakiro already in lane. So with the Broodmother being banned out, the next best thing against the Viper in this situation is a Darkseer. You just keep on Ion shelling out the waves, and then he can't kill you. So they have no lockdown for the Darkseer here. Sure, the synergy doesn't really come there, but you can have a Vacuum into a Tornado, Deafening Blast, EMP, or Meteor 2, all these different spells. But that's the only synergy right now I see from Team Spirit for their Wombo combo. Na'Vi, kind of like the last game, they're going to be running Death Ball-ish lineup. Obviously, it's going to be predicated on the Enchantress and the Jakiro early game. Going to see how much pressure they can put out. And then Viper getting the mech early. This is, once again, looking very strong from Na'Vi, but at the same time, Team Spirit can get a lot done around the map. That's what I like about their draft now. They don't have a weak Bounty Hunter, a weak Disruptor. They can do stuff. Arcade, what do you favor right now, Toby? Who do you think has the better lineup? Because
I want to see how they lane it first.
True. Yeah, that's...
I kind of feel like what I wanted to have happen can't happen because the Darkseer picked up, which is seeing like the Void on the safe lane. The Darkseer is just going to cause too many problems.
The thing is, yeah, Darkseer can go safe lane and he won't die. And then you go against a Viper or a DP with a tri-lane and you crush him. Those are the 2 heroes that need to have a really fast start. So putting Viper safe lane, and you're going to have the Enchantress roaming over and making sure he doesn't die. So, or they're going to put, like you said, all the pressure on the top tower and try to take it fast.
It still makes for weak lanes. Like I even with the Void being able to jump away and repair most of the damage, Jakiro with his high base strength, I never want to really underestimate the amount of damage that a Bane, a VS, and a Morphling can all do together. Like, if they hit everything onto one target without any kind of heal kicking in, they should be able to find the kill. Be it Void or be it Jakiro.
Yeah, I agree that Team Spirit should 100% go aggressive this game. Put Darkseer safe lane, put Invoker mid, and have your Venge Bane roaming around. Like, you can then kill the DP easily.
But then you ask the question, does Na'Vi then try and read this early on? This may be one of these games where we're going to watch the early TPs out to see where the Observer Wards go down. You get that early information about where everyone's going to be moving. Like the straight-up Sunstrike, which should be coming in. Like, it's going to be like straight into Exort, Sunstrike, and see the movements of Na'Vi if possible.
You need to have a good start for Na'Vi's Viper. That's the key right now for Na'Vi's victory. If you can ensure that he has a great start, gets a fast mech, and then you can group up and push down towers. But if he gets 0-3 at 8 minutes, then it looks like Team Spirit's going to be able to potentially hang on, get that Blade morph at a reasonable time, and just one-shot a lot of these heroes. So we'll have to see.
Even though, wondering if it's more worthwhile if you actually push. I know it's not as orthodox, but if you push the Death Prophet into the safe lane. I don't know how else you'd do it. Like, cause you could do what was old school with the melee heroes in the mid lane, where you get a PMS and you just pull them a couple of extra consumables, and you get that good level of farm out from that. That would at least ensure you got better lanes for Na'Vi. But just because it's against the norm makes me think they're not going to do it.
They could just do next level. Standard. The next level of Na'Vi would be, like you said, TP out, see where they go. Like, you just, and then they rotate their lanes, right? Go DP top. Well, no, they're just going to put the Viper already, it looks like, in situation. Because then you already start off with a Null Talisman. He's going to be heading mid here. But, yeah, like you said, they just need to play musical chairs. Oh, it just looks like a standard game of Dota.
It does. It does. I'd like to say I was expecting something different, but it's only the hope that you'd just try and shuffle your lanes to make sure you get a better advantage, but it's not going to happen. The only information that Team Spirit got from Na'Vi with that Sunstrike was the fact that the Viper was heading to the bottom lane, and the Enchantress was late getting out of base. That was pretty much all they found out.
It's really difficult to shut down an Enchantress, and I can understand why you don't want to go aggressive against the hero because she will have 2 creeps coming in at any given point. But at the same time, she'll be doing that to any of your lanes. So Invoker could be easy food. Obviously, with the DP middle, it sets up a lot more better opportunities to get the kill because of Spirit Siphon, and then you have the Crypt Swarm to chase down. That's why I like the DP mid more than the Viper. But still, yeah, if you put the DP somewhere else, it seems like she's safer in situations. General here, going for that man mode.
He was hoping that he could grab the rune, but he saw the Morphling waiting, ready to go. So it's just gonna be pretty much the mids get the runes. What do we get? We get Salve and we get Salve. So, again, nothing unusual in this game. Everything starts as anyone would probably predict. Unless you're trying to be quirky and then you predict something different.
Team Spirit wins 20-0. Courier?
It's way too close for comfort. But look how much Godlike gives it. He doesn't care. You want powerful level 1 abilities. Spirit Siphon might be good, but Brain Sap is the boss.
And finally, Dendy's kind of getting a taste of his own medicine, right? Where Seneko has been babysitting him almost every game as Wisp, but now, it's on the other foot. At the same time, Seneko has come over once again.
He starts his rotate. Dendy doesn't care about the slower level progression because right now he's just hoping to reach some really nice items, and they stop in Iceberg from getting what he's looking for, aka Farmers and Invoker. This is actually quite problematic for him.
Yep, 2 CS, and CSing under the tower is not an easy task, especially when the Invoker can always last hit. So
General, Arstyle's going to arrive, going to give a bit of a hand, hitting that time like it always want to fly. That's first blood. Arstyle will do it. He dropped down the double tornado, but General did most of the pre-work. Goldblack's going to barely survive, as the Crypt Swarm was not enough damage.
Live because of the Fairy Fire, but yeah, I mean, you have 2 Wildkins and you got first blood. What is this? That's a pretty amazing gank coming out from Arstyle.
General did so much prep work for it though. He was playing around those trees at the side shop for a while. You should remember this player, a guy called Rise, the Danish player.
Yep.
This is what I kind of always enjoyed from him. He would spend the first 30 seconds in his own jungle. He'll grab 1 creep, instantly smoke and rotate up to the top lane. Find yourself a kill, move over deeper into the enemy jungle, and basically pitch a tent. Like, normally you'd pitch a ward as well, so you can see any kind of rotation. Like, you probably put it up here so you can see the rotation around the top tower. And when he had double stuns, he would just rotate into the middle lane and look for a kill. Right now, he's kill securing. Because Iceberg, actually, they don't have enough for this. Goldblack's going to have to Brain Sap. But there was no mana on the Jakiro, and Liquid Fire was on cooldown, so Iceberg was capable of surviving.
Oh my god, he's got the most broken creep in Dota. Can we please have a nerf OS from...
You talking about the Sata or the Purge?
The Purge, dude. It's a 5-second duration and a 3-second cooldown. What? A 3-second cooldown? That's a joke. Oh
I don't get your problem, bro. No, I remember specifically.
He got 2 Purge creeps.
Dude,
all right, let's watch.
Power was balanced. This is balanced power here. Do not argue with OS.
He messed up the Purges though.
He
he messed up the Purges.
Did he do both at the same time, or he never let the second one go? Ice Pass a little bit off target. That Purge is available, and now always when a fly dies underneath his own tier 2 tower.
Yeah, he just didn't get in range enough. I don't know. You can. The range of it isn't that great, but still, once you get it off, you're pretty much done for because you can keep casting it unlimitedly. So.
You wanted a good start for Diddy Ra. He's level 5 so far in 4 minutes, and he's looking pretty damn good for his CS. Seneko, you gotta be careful with those liquid fires, especially when it's level 1, and 2 when you then try and use it uphill, because you still have that miss chance. The haste rune, however, always when it flies, is getting a little bit more attention. It's just creating space more than anything else for Iceberg.
Yep. It's still a good lane for a Viper, and because you can just keep harassing with the corrosive skin, once he has the Ion Shell on. So, you know, the Darkseer is going to be taking damage all the time. And he started off with boots first, so Afterlife here doesn't have his Soul Ring, and even then, like, you have to be worried about the rotations coming in from the Enchantress. And so that really did hurt him off. If it was a straight up 1v1 situation from the get-go and Afterlife knew this, then he could have creep skipped. He could have pulled. He did pull the lane back, which was really good early on. That allowed him to get up to where he is right now. So, let's see. Ramses, he's all right. He's up to 1K gold. Sometimes I see morphs go Midas in situations where they get absolute free farm. It's not that bad going against an Enchantress creep or things that are gonna be, you know, coming at you constantly. But
I was
you want to
wondering
have that.
what item you'd look on for him.
It has to be. I can't. This isn't even a good Lincoln's game, but the Lincoln's just helps you so much with the mana problems that you have. I don't know.
Get treads for now. What was the Morphlink build I saw over on? I think it was Miracle who did it. And it was the Helm of the Dominator after getting treads.
Mid troll
Yeah,
trap.
watching Iceberg. The Ice Path of Snakeo's able to connect. Snakeo's had a lot of trouble getting himself in range for those. And now, maybe it's a little bit too deep for Na'Vi. They went well into the tower. Denny gonna dodge the Sunstrike. Sora coming. The Soul Siphon and Stick Charge has left him alive for such a very, very long time. And it's going to be up to the supports of Na'Vi. Saneko with a double kill. Now the dual breath and Iceberg. He's going to cross it up and get his ass out of here. That very far will not let him survive. A triple kill for the Jakiro. TP's coming in now from the Darkseer. Narstar doesn't really have a lot more to give, so it's going to be a quick liquid fire from Saneko. That's a level 3 Iron Shell. The Ice Path will buy a little bit of space, but a little bit is not enough. Afterlife ensuring the kill by throwing down the wall and getting that damage into the Jakiro before he gets back underneath the cover of his tier 1.
Man, I was laughing my ass off because the Enchantress took his Forge Spirit that he just took. Oh, Sunstrike top, there it is. Oh, got it. And no backtrack for you, Void.
And
well played.
Right that time, like, my shuttle was in exactly the right position. So it all happened, boys. Just needed one game to warm up.
Oh yeah.
When you see a faceless Void in off lane, and you're just like, oh, I wonder if he can survive this. You know what? If he's got backtrack, maybe it would be possible. Wait, not possible anymore. It's a lot more secure to try and get those kills on faceless Voids.
It's no longer luck based. It's skill where
Yep.
you have to cast a spell finally.
But it's so difficult for General to stop that. Like, the Sunstrike came in, Ramsey saw it coming from a mile away, and he waveforms at the same time as the Sunstrike connects. So there's no chance, there's no small time frame you're looking at where you can just time walk off the damage.
Yep. I'm seeing still a big problem coming in from Team Spirit that we saw last game. I mean, Na'Vi can just bully down the towers right now. They still have no deep push. Last game they had a Gyrocopter and a Zeus. Zeus got crushed. So far, Iceberg has only one death, but he has only 20 CS compared to Vinny's 33. So he's not dying as much this game, but he's not getting any help. And he got, obviously the two supports did have a nice rotation. Well, nice to TP away from always on the fly. Else he would have been dead.
I'm with you, man. Like, I never thought about it until now when you bring it up, where the deep push of Team Spirit just does not exist at all. Like, all the towers can be forced. You're running a bloody Jakiro. Like, come on. Like, if you want an easy way to take out towers, just get this.
Dual breath though, level 3. Oh my gosh, Ramses is dying.
I'm not so certain about the level 3 dual breath. Like, I'm fine with the 2-1-2 build if you're definitely looking for your Ice Path early on. But the amount that you get more damage from dual breath, but you get so much more efficiency from liquid fire. Right now the dual breath is perfect. He just hit a 3-man dual breath, a 2-man chrono from General, and Always on a Fly is basically getting sucked off right now. That's a double kill for Dandy. Team Spirit lose 3, and Na'Vi, this could be a very, very quick series for them. And if they win this, like, they go 3-0 as far as their series go. And that's 3 wins out of 3. That's the maximum 9 points they will take #1 position. I don't even think in our other European divisions any other team really cracked the 2-digit mark. So it's quite big for them. And
Yeah,
almost means a guaranteed qualification for the LAN finals. Almost. Not guaranteed.
Don't jinx it yet, Toby. Not yet. If you jinx
Wait,
it,
yeah, sorry. Anything could be thrown. just
Oh,
wait
yeah.
and see, boys and girls.
I was thinking about they win this and then they lose every single game afterwards. Because yeah, right now it looks the odds of Team Spirit winning this is at least 20%. That's how low it is right now. Because yeah, one, the problem is they have Mech already online in Viper. They didn't shut him down at all. They didn't do the aggressive tri-lane, which is the biggest thing. Do they have Fiend Grip? No, it's level 4 Bane. This is they have nothing really.
Do you put a
So-
lot of that 20%
Yep.
though into the back of Ramses and what that Morphling is capable of achieving?
Yeah, and here
goodbye,
for Ice.
style. Okay, get a Surgeon always on a fly. The Wave of Terror was able to connect, but it's Alstar with 3 levels up and untouchable at Iceberg. Oh my. Okay. I don't even care about that ice wall that he managed to put down. Alstar with that Dragon Lance. Oh, he's gonna fight! What do you do? Like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You want to run away from that. Goldblake gets triggered by the ice path on top. With the LD of Dandy, they at least going to force fortification out from Team Spirit. They should have this tower. If you had a high level up at Liquid Fire, this tower would be instantly dead.
Yep.
But yeah, damn it. That Enchantress, like, you're running away, but you can't disjoint the attack.
Yeah, their lineup sucks tremendously to deal with the Enchantress at this stage of the game. When
They're going to try and fight.
Oh? Yeah, no.
Ramses really wanted to. He really wanted to, and now they 3-man smoke. Sentry was down, so there's no hiding here. General going to be replicated here for the moment. Going to burn the Chronosphere. Now VS doesn't have a swap out, but he does the Magic Missile, the Wave of Terror to connect. With the Macro Pyre down, Team Spirit's going to have to walk through the fire and the flames if they want to catch up to this, and then add more flames on top of it. Goldblake, he's sitting on the edge of the Macro Pyre with a high level up in Liquid Fire, burning his life away, and always on a fly, another stun to be triggered. But Dandy, Crypt Swarms off cooldown, actually connects on all 3 heroes. General jumping forward. The Ice Pass too far out because Team Spirit ends up turning around. They kill off General. The Liquid Fire, the Soul Siphon, Morphling is just going to strength morph himself up, and the TP is out to safety. Team Spirit should be fine. Na'Vi still diving underneath this tier 1 tower. With the ice part, the waveform back in again. TP Morphling to time the attack. Oh, wow, okay. Well, you can say goodbye to your Darkseer. The Morphling will survive. Dandy gets traded off by Always on a Fly. He swaps for 1 extra attack, bringing him closer to that Viper illusion. That is going to be the fight. It's going to be a 3-for-2. Very deep from Na'Vi. It may actually be a... yeah, if it's going to be more. Brain Sap's available. Easy pick for the Jakiro. On the Jakiro.
That's level 6 now for the Bane here. Oh my goodness.
Almost.
Yeah, he should have it here once he leeches the EXP. But they still have to manage to find a lot more kills. That was even without Exorcism. So Na'Vi diving there, it looked a little bit silly. But at the end of the day, that's just like not even half of their power, it feels like. And as long as they get off another good chrono and still Na'Vi are in the driver's seat, Team Spirit are going to need like 2 or 3 more of those before they're really back into the game.
How far behind were they really? Like, it's about 7k net worth and 4k experience. Like, it wasn't like irreversible, but it did seem very odd. Like, you get a 1-man chrono, you got no Death Prophet ulti up and running. You're not really looking on anything much up. Like, on Didier, it's great, he's got the mech already. But you'd need a little bit more than that. Sunstrike, General, he's going to pop from that. Just enough to do the job.
Yep. Did you also miss his mech too, like by half of a second to keep his ally alive in general in top lane? If he had stayed alive, then maybe he could have done more work with the time dilation. That was on cooldown too when he went in. Iceberg?
He's on the run. He got slowed down a lot by that enchant, which is allowing Arstar to catch up to him again, but he'll need a lot more impetus to get the kill. So he turns for a much more reasonable target, and that's going to be Goldblake. With the silence, he was incapable of brain sapping a little bit more life back towards him and just wasting more time with Na'Vi. At Dandy, okay, hello! Walk straight down, the 1 charges will do some work, but the Vac does even more from Afterlife. Dragged in R style as well. The Ice Path will buy a little bit of space to Nako. Dual breathing, they've got basically like it's a coating of different disgusting types of goo onto Team Spirit. Between the urns, the mass poisons that come out from the Viper, the Door Breath, the Liquid Fire, the Enchant, it's difficult to keep up with Na'Vi. But it helps when Dendi walks into them.
So they have a nasty lineup. You know, I mean, you can't be touched.
Is that where you had to go? Nasty. Nasty touching. Nasty.
They got Liquid Fire. I mean, the attacks. Honestly, you couldn't even really hit any of these heroes, right? Untouchable, Liquid Fire, the amount of slows coming in from that, as well as the Corrosive Skin. This is team. You can't touch this.
I wait for the Rod of Atos as the next major item for Seneko. Kurder, really nicely done. He's still going to Strength Morph, but it's just not enough. And the funny thing is, like, you do have to remember, when the Strength Morph happens from the Morphling, he's just making Death Prophet Soul Siphon stronger.
Yeah, you steal it based off the percentage. So at the end of the day, and then even if he does live, you still have the silence there at the end of the day, helping out for an extra 3 seconds after the chrono. So you're basically screwed for, you know, that 7-second duration here. Do they have swap? They have swap. No Etherlands, though.
I always want to fly, having to move far enough away. The Vac, oh, he got Seneko going out style up on the cliffside. The ulti of Denny has already done the work. So Roshan goes down, Death Prophet takes the Aegis, the Mortal Art Star will TP back home.
Yep, Dendy will not be dying today, once again. So,
well, not yet.
Oh,
he still died 3 times this game.
Oh yeah.
Just oh, Cold Snap, General. He doesn't have a Chronosphere, and again, are they gonna get caught with these 2 big ultimates down? No Exorcism, no Chronosphere. Did Iraz waiting for Goblet to come a little bit too close with a Fiber Strike? Godblack can be swapped away to safety. Really needed that as well. Minnow survived. He definitely couldn't walk down the ramp in the time given.
You can't time walk through the wall. It was pretty cheeky. Honestly, I didn't know that either, because
you should be able to, but it doesn't, like...
No.
I suppose at the end of the day, we have to look at the Time Walk as a 4-staff ability.
It seems like it does work as a 4-staff. But you're like time walking, so you should go through everything, like through time and space, through walls, through everything.
Technically, though, like, if we want to get really technical with this, if you've got Faceless Void here, and the wall just gets placed, he then goes back in time for, what is it, 3 seconds? Is it 2 seconds? Okay, so technically, the wall would have been there anyway, as long as he time walks 2 seconds after the wall was placed. But if he time walked through the wall in under that 2 seconds, since the wall was placed, then yes, he shouldn't be affected by the wall.
That's too much time walking. Ah, yeah, I got chronoed.
Yeah, I wasn't part of the plan with the swap. This done also made it difficult for General to try and capitalize on that. As the Yule's going to stop the TP out from Always on a Fly. Liquid Fire will still burn him down, but they don't have a stun now for the Invoker, who will get away to safety. And yeah, that was like, like I'm freaking Samantha Carter. Take the physics.
No, I think you got it wrong, Toby. At the end of the day, sure, if he goes back in time, but he didn't get hit by the wall. Or yeah, he got hit by the wall 10 seconds ago. So if you do it back 2 seconds, he wasn't in that position. I don't know.
Obviously, you're Jack O'Neill. Daddy, the 3-man back wall. The Phoenix Grip's still going to remain over on that Faceless Void. He wants to time walk out the damage. Able to get rid of half of it at least. But that Exorcism is wearing off. The Impetus damage, I don't know if I actually want to follow our style here or not. As General, he is able to jump away again, repairing a large portion of the damage. Half-Life caught the wrong side of the river. But as Godblack is being chased down, Arstal now has managed to get over to this part as well. Always on a Fly, no swap available for him. So they find that kill. You've got creep skipping happening out from Afterlife, but it's not stopping Na'Vi from continuously diving in deeper and deeper. But do they have any detection?
They have dust. They have dust. Come, Seneko, come.
He's too far away. He won't get there in time.
No.
He now dust just out of pure hope. It's Afterlife who's kind of trapped. He can TP. But it looks like he wants to creep skip one more time. Yeah, he's actually going to creep skip out a little bit.
Hit! Ah! The one hit bash. It's only level 1. Okay, this has to be the. You're right. This has to be the most obnoxious lineup I've ever seen in Dota, right? You can't touch Navi, and you're gonna get time dilation, plus Crobulus silenced all the time. Like,
You know what you're
can't
missing
even
in this
cast
game?
spell.
You know what you're missing? Venomancer.
Silencer.
Silencer would be up there too, yeah.
Radiant's
Oh.
bottom tower
But
has
I'm just thinking like all levels of goo.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Goo and Max silenced general is. It has to be a swap into Fiend's Grip, but they don't have it online.
So they're not going to find that kill.
It's
pretty simply that. General is even thinking about turning for a chrono. If it's pushed far enough by Team Spirit, he can do it. Then the rest of Na'Vi just have to TP, but looks like the Viper doesn't have one. Already now though, Dendy, he's the first one to TP him. The silencer's there, they waveform over him. Dendy! He pops so quickly. It's only the Aegis Immortal expended. General now will chrono to ensure they get a revenge kill onto that Darkseer. With the Impetus damage of Arstar, they got it guaranteed, but Godblack locks down the ult. They get through Dendy a second time, and with the waveform forward by Ramses, they're chasing up to Arstar back through that Darkseer wall, getting the Enchantress in front of Enchantress to get the body block off. Will help the Vengeful Spirit to find the kill. So while all that happened, the top tier 2 tower still went down. You had a 2-for-1 trade-off, sure. You burnt the Aegis of Na'Vi, sure.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
But it's I'm still not certain if Navi's gonna be disappointed with that. But Team Spirit's definitely happy that Morphling's getting bigger and has his Lincolns now.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a lot more map control coming into the side of Navi. They have both of their tier 1s up. And if General gets anybody once in, is he? Oh, is he in?
There's an Invis rune, allowing Seneca just to loop around the back with the dual breath, the eyes path. They locked Godblack in position. He just burns too quickly. And now it's Na'Vi punishing Team Spirit for just staying a little too long. The TP out from Iceberg will be successful. But you got the Venge as well as the Bane down. And Navi's just going to work for map control. Like, that's the reason why you got a fresh gem being picked up by Seneca.
Yep. There's the enchant coming in. Nice Navi Arcel. Good job dodging the Sunstrike there, but should probably send that back to base or something. Make sure that Morphling can't use it. He can still replicate to it, so needs to be a little bit careful where he places it. But it could, all intents and purposes, farm his own thing, right? Oh, Arcel is playing with danger here. Oh my! Oh.
That happened. Iceberg. Oh,
Iceberg?
Dendy! Wow, he just got swapped in! He's got a Crimsworn off in 1 second time. If he stuck around any longer, however, like, yes, he would have killed the Invoker, but would have lost him his life. Didira being fagged and stunned up on the wall. And now they're going to Nightmare him, hold him in, waveform up. The Viper's going to go down. As Na'Vi getting picked off in 2 unfortunate positions for little to no reward.
Dire's middle tower
Navi are just throwing so many bones right now. That was a free kill that could have happened to Dendy as well. So they have to be counting their lucky stars. Enchantress just fed over free kill. Viper did. And they don't really have Void around for a chrono. And then Dendy is not making any item progression. He's going for the BKB now. In this situation, I can agree with it. Normally you want to go for a BKB or an Octarine. So in this situation, it has to be BKB, and they have to end the game pretty fast. I can't believe Team Spirit is coming back as much as they have.
It's just those picks, man. Like, it's not even just the fact they get the money for the kills, it's the space that's then created by the rest of Team Spirit because of that.
Yeah, Navi should be up like 10k gold right now.
Yep.
Because of how well they started off.
Too far. It's just, sorry, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm trying to. I should have clicked earlier onto General. I'm like, can he just time walk himself down the hillside? Like, was that possible? Because he started walking around.
Yeah, he had the Blink Dagger up too. Probably set it up with that. And normally you don't want to go too many places in the river as the enemy for Team Spirit. Obviously, the ward was placed there at nicely timed position. Sometimes you don't expect that, but like Dendy, he's going into the enemy jungle. There's a ward up. Could be another kill. Wisely backing away.
He shouldn't be wanting to get involved in these fights yet anyway. Like, Artstyle is now 1700-ish away from having his Aghanim Scepter done.
No, not the Rune Steel. Ah! Oh, that's the one rune that's amazing for DP, is the Arcane rune.
It removes such of the cooldown time on the Exorcism.
Yeah.
Like, your push speed is so crazy with that.
As well as the Crypt Storm can, and the silences, you can just keep dishing them out constantly. It's absurd on this hero.
Looks like a group up here from Na'Vi. They do have a smoke on them. They're not underneath any dire observer wards, so they should be okay to let it go. But man, I'm liking this. Like this Blink Dagger's now over on Afterlife. Like Full Greaves plus Blink Dagger, the initiation of Na'Vi can be so huge, and the Morphling's reaching a point as well. With both Mantra as well as Lincoln Sphere, controlling him is going to be so difficult.
Trying to figure out what's going to happen here in the top lane. He looks like they want a Sunstride on Ditya.
They also want to have a crack at mid lane. Nightmare's going to go with the Fiend Script from Gold Black. They lock down Artstyle. Always going to fly as well as Afterlife. There's that blink into vac. Artstyle was still controlled for a very long time. He starts to TP out. The swap will end up cancelling that one. They want both here. They want Dendi as well as Artstyle. Afterlife will help ensure the kills can be in focus. Last attack that gets the kill over on Dendi. As Artstyle retreats himself out. One quick stun. He's got a couple of illusions from the Darkseer wall chasing down after him, but they're running out of control. And in fact, now Seneko turns. With the Liquid Fire down, okay, it doesn't really matter. When he's nightmared like that, they had the two-man Chrono. Seneko with a great ultimate, burning through Team Spirit and the follow-up Ice Path. They get the boots off, but it's just not enough heal coming out from Team Spirit. Afterlife retreats, and that's actually, it wasn't even his boots. That just had to be charges. It was one charges. But they were dead anyway. Once that Macro Pyre landed in the follow-up Ice Path, Team Spirit just had to sit there and take it.
I mean, they did. I think he just got the Veil delivered to him, too. So if they had that, oh my god, they would have melted in that Chrono. What a nice play there. Morphling wasn't there either to really help out. And yeah, not having your huge damage dealer is devastating for the side of Team Spirit. Obviously, it could be said the same thing for DP, but we've talked about the synergy already. As long as you hit the Chronosphere and the Jakiro's there, it's enough burst damage here. So this is going to open up Roche now. And they have Exorcism online if they want to use it.
Yeah, but they don't have Chronosphere. It's a little bit too much to risk if they want to try and go for Roshan with that Chrono up.
I mean, Afterlife is probably the MVP so far of Team Spirit. He's hit so many amazing vacuum walls. He's been putting heroes on the high ground at the Roche Pit, over here near the tier 2 where it used to be mid. And it's just... So far, he's been the MVP shining, keeping Team Spirit in this game.
Yeah, I just can't believe this game is so close after what happened at the start. Like I'm just looking at the way Navi's lineup was building up. So yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. And then a couple of kills, and Ramses gets fatter and fatter and fatter. And the Morphling 2,000 net worth above that of the highest over on Navi, which is the Viper. Instantly behind that is the Darkseer. And it looks like Team Spirit are the ones to do what I didn't think they wanted to do. You've also just expanded Waveform and the Chrono. It catches out 3 heroes. The exits are going to work with a vac wall from Afterlife. It bought a little bit of space, but not enough. It's still a choke point. The Macro Pyre. Holy crap, with a Veil of Discord. I think it was a guaranteed hit on that one anyway, because you freaking caught him inside the Chronosphere. And the Morphling still ends up dying in the mid lane. Wow, that was not what they wanted to have happen there, Team Spirit. And now Roshan belongs to Na'Vi. Afterlife. Oh, he snatches it! He went in for it! We got ourselves a little dodger right now. Afterlife running on the bottom lane. He's still going to go down. They'll have a little bit more control on him. The question is, can he blink in time? Nope, the answer. He's going to vac 2 of them up on the hillside, but he is most definitely dead. But at least he stops Na'Vi from having an Aegis theme to help pressure the high ground.
So worth it. Afterlife. Oh my. Oh, what a player. You deserve a follow, my friend. But yeah, that's just amazing synergy coming out. That Team Spirit just got... They thought maybe the Chronosphere wasn't up in time because it felt like it was just used recently, but... And even the impetus coming there to finish off at the end of the Morphling, the projectile, you can't dodge it. Maybe he didn't see it. Obviously, replicating away doesn't dodge. You have the Morphling waveform. So, General's just playing so aggressive this game.
He's trying to create space. Like, there's no Chrono, sure. But what are they really going to do against him? Like, he's got Time Walk available every 6 seconds.
They need, the Fiend's Grip. Also, the biggest thing that team fight that I didn't talk about yet was Dindy Silence. That won them the team fight. And the reason why is because they didn't have any more stuns, and the Ice Path already ran out. But then there was no way they could cast any of the spells. Only Afterlife could because he was outside of the Chrono. So, what a huge play coming in from all the members of Na'Vi there.
Interested to see who wins this man fight. We're not going to get to see it because obviously you just replicate yourself away. But I just remember the old kind of loop back. I don't know if that actually happens anymore. Where if you replicate the Viper, and then Viper attacks.
Yes, Corrosive Skin will go back on you, but the thing is,
does it continuously loop? Because it used to continuously loop.
No, every time you attack it, so the debuff will stay on you. And then if you keep attacking it, the debuff will stay on you.
But, because did they modify? I remember something happening to it, but I don't remember if they changed the mechanic for it. Where, because like if Viper attacks the Viper illusion, then you have
both will take Corrosive Skin damage.
Yeah, the Corrosive Skin. So the Corrosive Skin keeps ticking back and forward. So like you trigger Corrosive Skin, so then Corrosive Skin triggers on. It just keeps going back and forward. So if Morphling sends its replicate home, he'll actually survive infinitely, keeping this Corrosive Skin on, so there is actually no way that the Viper can dispel it.
That's a good question.
I think it got reworked, though. I remember something about this getting reworked, like illusions now don't carry the Corrosive Skin passive or something like that. We
should definitely see, because it's been how long since we've seen Morphling really in competitive play? At least 2-3 years. And
I don't know if I want to go back that far, but yeah, definitely it's been a while. You got to remember Southeast Asia. It was in Southeast Asia a lot.
Yeah.
And I think the Chinese were also playing around with it in #1 position about 6 months ago.
I miss the good old Morphling mid days. That was pretty fun.
Mid.
It was Morphling mids and the DKs.
The Wraithband first item, and just that was disgusting.
You start off with like 70 or 80 agility. You could not last hit if you're the opponent. That was tough times. And even though Morphling had about 400 HP, he would still have about, I don't know, it was ridiculous, like 9 armor or something starting off. And then you couldn't, even if you attacked him, it was only like 20 damage. Was not fun back then. But
someone please tweet me that answer about the Morphling. I'm fairly certain it got changed at one point, but I need to work. I need to know that. I need to know.
I need to know that too. That's a good mechanic to know.
Yeah. Way to counter pick every single time.
Yeah.
We could also watch it ourselves.
No. Okay.
Oh, you're right.
It's like the Queen of Pain. Yeah. Okay, so I figured it out, guys. You don't need to tweet it. It's the distance. Right. They think it's about 1,000 range or something. Yeah, 1,400. All right. I should probably read spells.
So then you've just got to keep it
close. If you keep it close constantly, then it will.
Yeah, maximum range radius 1,400. Of course.
Noob casters.
I'm sorry, I'm only 2K.
I'm gonna get flamed now. Oh, I lost. Well, I can't.
Yeah, you're meant to be my shining light for that kind of stuff.
I shined light. At least we don't need anybody anymore.
At least I remember there was something changed with it.
Yeah, it's the Queen of Pain too, or the Shadow Strike.
I gotten too used to like talking to my private stream, where we just like work out things like this. Like there's never a stupid question. But I kind of like just started asking them during the middle of a broadcast. Shouldn't do that. Movement, gank, goodbye Courier, and also Nightmare on Viper. They've actually used the Veil of Discord over on the Morphling. They were not going to do enough damage. He actually ends up waveforming and Manta dodging out 2 Impetus attacks from Art Style.
Yep.
What was over on that Courier? It was the Hyperstone of Art Styles.
So what I'm trying to say about the Queen of Pain, I want to go back on that real quick, is that normally... Oh, well, Chrono, never mind.
He's still not there with the rest of his team, so the damage output, like that macro pyre is just a little bit too small. And with a swap away, Ramses, well, at least he'll survive for this one. General chasing after Gold Black, the Glimmer Cape, giving him that level of protection. Always want to fly, will not be so lucky. But then again, General with a blink, he just chases down so deep.
Here,
Dodo. Oh, wait, it is actually dead. The Impetus. Got him. Bane instantly follows after.
Dead Courier Gaming. Oh my goodness. Yeah, if the Macro Pyre had hit, the Morphling would have died. I think it would have been enough damage with the Veil. He just Snake Up.
It looks like that Ice Path was still off target anyway, but yeah, he knew what was going on. It's just a little too slow to the fight. With 2,300 gold though, he can afford 4-star for Blink Dagger, so next time he won't be late.
Alright, I'm gonna go back to the Queen of Pain thing, where it was kind of changed because of the Queen of Pain Shadow Strike against the mid Viper. It was really annoying. So what they did is they changed it so that you can get out of range where the Queen of Pain wouldn't take damage from the corrosive skin. Else it was like too imbalanced, and then the Queen of Pain would just get wrecked in the lane. So that's where I remember the change from. But now back to this game, it seems like it stalled a little bit ever since that Aegis still. It looks like Na'Vi, they can't go high ground just yet. They're getting more and more items though. They aren't really getting ahead too much. They're only up 6K here. So they're doing a really good job from Ramses. Oh, just farming away constantly.
How do you really catch him when you're Na'Vi? Like, you gotta commit chrono every single time. But if he's
he just got hit by an Impetus at the fountain. They really need to fix him going away with the replicate. Or TPing away, because it's you can't see it following you, right? And he can disjoint it by waveforming, and that's a huge. But that's the reason why he died earlier.
He didn't waveform. He didn't mana style. He didn't do any of these things. He just jumped back to the replicate. I'm fine with that because you still have like the damage cap on Impetus.
But it shows the shackle shot of it still going back to base. It should show the emphasis going back to base. Else you can't dodge it, and that's the only thing I don't agree with. It needs to have the particle there.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Always on a fly. Well, there starts your Siphon. Gives a nice little indication of exactly where he is. And, well, I suppose with a 4-man back wall, Na'Vi now try and turn and fight. Death Prophecy will trigger as Afterlife caught just in the edge of the Chrono, but he also caught out Dendy, who then got in turn caught by the Bane, dropping down the Fiend's Grip, a 2-for-1 trade-off at the moment. As then he's kind of out by himself. They're going to drum charge up, chasing after Didira. General's actually left himself down to try and help out his teammate. They turn onto the Darkseer. Guy's a little bit too tanky with the Sunstrike kicking in. Didira, she walks into that damage, time walking off a large portion of it. As Didira tries to juke it in the tree lines, the back will stop that juke to TP out. So Didira will die. As Denny, Goldblack has just been playing silly buggers with him over on the side. There's still a Brain Sap and 9 one-charges available. The one-charges are expended now. The silence from Dendy actually stopped Goldblack from just instantly triggering off the Brain Sap. But this time he's going to get it and probably even take the kill. Nope, they actually just take the kill normally. 4 heroes down for Na'Vi. Team Spirit with a good fight outside their base. Again, Afterlife doing so much lifting for his team.
Yeah, heavy lifting here. And that's a Roche too. That's cheese. Oh my gosh. Team Spirit are so in the driver's seat right now.
Is this the first game Na'Vi loses in Starladder? Is it?
You jinxed it, Toby. I swear, man. You're the biggest jinx. Oh, it's okay, no. But the biggest thing that cost them that team fight was not having a gem. Jakiro just bought it. Like, they have no way of seeing the Venge. Obviously, the Chrono was only on one person who didn't even get focused. And like you said, it caught Dindian. That was probably the worst Chrono you could have in this situation. And then they were just able to run down Dityara on his Viper and kill him easily, like with the Morphling shotgun. That was very scary if you're a Na'Vi fan in this game. So, it was not looking too good. General, though, has his Ags. He has 3,600. What is his next item here? Maybe go into the AC could help a lot. At the same time, is
he actually the one building the Assault Cuirass? Because I'm trying to work out if this is meant to be a moonshot from the Enchantress or not. It's like, I got a feeling it is from art style. And if that is the case, then yeah, I'm all for the AC over on General. If not, I prefer to see him with a better damage dealing item.
I would like to see Artside with a big AB at this stage. Like, just maybe.
He's Glass Cannon Chantress, bro.
No,
like, who needs no BKB?
Invoker can burst you down. He has Ags plus Tornado, Deafening Blast, EMP. You're dead.
Details. Not like there's always 4 heroes getting caught in a vacuum wall as well, which don't allow you to answer back fast enough. What are you, an expert, Ryu?
I mean, BKB's sure up. At least him surviving. BKB and Ditya would help a lot too, but I can understand why he wants to go this route because they don't have that highest DPS in all of their heroes right now, so the right clicker is going to be Viper.
I got better for Viper. He just finished up his butterfly.
It's not going to help out against the Morphling or the Viper. I mean, not the Morphling or the Invoker. All their magic damage. He has corrosive skin for it, but
yeah, he's currently relying on just like mech. That's it. Hey, it's his own mech to do the work. Because there's no burst heal coming in from anybody else on his team. And you're right, like it doesn't help him up against heroes like the Morphling. Like if he had more stats, like 2.1k is not too bad. With the armor that he's got as well, like there's a lot that makes him tanky, but up against a very farmed up Morphling and an Invoker who's also had a really good game, like the 2 top net worths on the field right now. Like they've got enough damage. They've even got a Solar Crest from the Vengeful Spirit to help them in a fight.
I would say Team Spirit have like 70% magic damage and then 30% physical. And then if you add on top of that the Alacrity, then it's like 50-50 at this stage of the game where putting Alacrity on Morphling, he's just going to mow through everybody. He also has a cheese, and because he went for the Manta style fast, he hasn't died because it was a nice pickup getting out of the Death Prophet's silence. And they have to hit a Chrono on him and burst him through it. And the Jakiro, Saneko, holding on to 2600. I think he needs a Blink Dagger. Positioning is going to be key. Also, it would really help to have a Glimmer Cape. They don't have a Glimmer Cape on their team. They need that for the shotgun.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Right now, they need money.
Oh, they got money. They're just saving for buybacks.
They're going to need it. Team Spirit are coming down the mid lane. Looking to see if they can end this series. And that tier 3 tower is the open target for him. Oh, there's your E-Blade. Taneko, he's not dead just yet. Rams is in very, very deep. He had the cheese available, but he also had his replicate. Was a little bit further up the lane, so he's not there to share the fight with his team straight away, but Shakiro does buy back, and now the Chronosphere. Didira, he's sitting on the edge, the back, trying to pull him back over, but it doesn't hold him inside the Chronosphere. Always on a fly with the swap. He's dodging out the attacks of R-Style. Hitsy's still alive, but Iceberg will not be so lucky. There goes the Aegis, the Immortal. You've lost the bane control. Always on a fly reveals himself once again, and now his Team Spirit caught out of position. General wants to go for more, slowing down Iceberg. They put down the ice wall, but Iceberg cannot get through it in time. The attacks from Na'Vi just keep following, and Team Spirit's attack to the high ground, that was with both Aegis as well as Cheese, results in the Aegis being burned and them losing 4 heroes. The Cheese, however, is still intact.
Yeah, they still have... It's really hard to deal with Dindy, right, when he's just running in with the BKB. They need to get it off a good Fiend's Grip, holding him in place, but in order to do that, you would need to have a BKB, and that was just Goldblack going down at the start of the fight because of a great chrono, finally, from General. He's had some good ones, but they need to keep coming like that. Picking off the Bane during these team fights is going to be good, as well as the Venge. Couldn't get a really good swap off during that situation. And now they have 2 gems on Saneko. It's going to be funny if he gets F-bladed and dies with both of them, but no Morphling in sight around at least. What is he holding? Come on, Saneko. Drop. Put the gem in base. Put the gem in base. All right. Just giving me OCD, Toby.
Relax. It'll all change soon.
It's funny, though. He didn't de-ward that ward, though. That's going to give me OCD.
You must be easily tilted.
I'm tilted now. Well, not as much as Na'Vi this game. But they just had a good team fight when it looks like Team Spirit is coming back into the game. So it's still about even. They didn't have the F-Blade online during the team fight. It came in later, but you have Scotty online from Ramses. What else did he buy? Did he buy something else here? No, just a TP.
I'm a little concerned about General. Actually, no, with Intel Trade's got enough for it. He bought a refresher orb.
No, he has enough.
So if he uses 2 time walks, as well as 2 chronos and a refresher when he's on strength treads, and no 1 charges, he doesn't have enough. I think he's just short.
Swapped into Intreads. He knows he's gonna need it.
Yeah.
As well as the fact he should have some Magic Wand charges built up.
If he time walks, it just Chronos for that. They had themselves too.
That would be game. Literally game.
It would be game. It would have been balls from General because he didn't know. Like they were both invids running away. So like there would have been huge props if he managed to grab that.
Oh yeah, that's VAC right there, baby. Because then no buyback on Morphling and pretty much game. I think the biggest thing so far is Na'Vi only having one BKB, but still it's on the DP. That's what you want to have. The hero that's constantly running at you. They have so many silences, and Invoker hasn't really had a good combo yet from Iceberg. We haven't seen like him hit a good tornado. He hasn't really used, Alacrity to the maximum efficiency on the Morphling here. So I'm looking to see what he can do on his Invoker still.
It's been a rough game for an Invoker, however. What do you think you can come in close, but then you just get chrono. So even your Ghost Walk won't be able to save you. Movement speed or no movement speed. With the Blink Dagger and the Time Walk, the Void will catch you. You can't directly attack into the Enchantress because she just slows you up completely. Yeah,
it's all on think of it this way. Void is their initiation for Na'Vi, but Team Spirit don't have initiation yet. They don't have like a sheepstick on the Invoker or Darkseer just yet. And Morphling is the only one who went in right with the Ghost the Eth Blade into the shotgun. But that's not enough. He just got a kill on the support. So
yep. Yeah. If it was a kill on the Enchantress, I'd be all for that. Shakiro, not so much. Especially if that Enchantress does use the remainder of the money, which he's holding on to now. I mean, we're at that decision point where we're going to find out if it's a Moonshard or if we're looking at an Assault Cuirass.
Yep. Or it could just be...
It's an AC. It's an AC. Decision time was made.
So... Alright.
Yeah, 250 gold and she's done.
I'm glad somebody got the AC. Two Chronos, AC online. They have a lot of physical DPS now, as well as the mitigating coming in from the right clicks from Morphling. He's hitting for 314 a pop. Alacrity probably boosts that up to at least 500. So I think at this point Morphling needs either... That's a good question. He needs either a Satanic or a BKB. Honestly, he probably doesn't need any more defensive items because he has the Manta style already for the silence to get out of that. That's the biggest problem that he's facing right now.
Could he get away with having like going a little bit more greedy and having something like a butterfly? There's no Monkey King bar over on Na'Vi. So I have a small question mark with that one. Na'Vi's also going to get really lucky because General's about to scout the fact that Roshan's here, and they want to fight. They have double ultis available from General. They've already got the Death Prophet ulti up from Dendi. But they'll have to expend the Death Prophet ulti in order to take this Roshan quick enough. But they're going to let General do most of the work inside the pit, and then try and catch him out.
Oh, Dendi. No Dendi. No!
He's trying to come over to break the smoke, but up they come. There's a smoke break, and Mr. BKB Yules as well as Lincoln's does have a lot to survive with. Ramsey's to the front lines. General thinking about the Chrono. He gets it over on the Invoker. VS actually going to swap him back out. General locked inside the Phoenix Grip, and there's it back for the three-man wall. And they do bring down the Morphling. They got him down. Dendi is trying to run himself out here. Goldblack can't reach him in time. And now with the Ice Path, Crypt Swarm, an extra silence, stopping Goldblack. General goes for the second ulti now, locking in Iceberg. He wants to move down for the other kill, but okay, he'll end up going for both and getting both. Team Spirit losing 3 heroes. In fact, they lose Roshan as well. They lose more.
Oh, Soneko MVP. Hands down that team fight. Ice Path, just won them the game completely. They were able to burst down the Morphling during him just being locked down. And then afterwards, he replicated out, and then at the last impetus finished him off. Oh, he could have Ghost Sceptered or Eth-Bladed himself, but he wasn't expecting that impetus to come in. I think it just disjoints, and you can't see it. You can't see the projectile. Oh.
Something to add to the list to send over to all the wonderful guys at Valve.
Yeah.
It seems to be really... You had a bad experience, didn't you?
No, I'm not a Morphling player. I can play it. It's just not my cup of tea. I'd rather play other fun heroes.
Last time I saw you play Morphling was when we're doing that the boss challenge in custom maps.
Oh, God.
That was the last time.
Oh yeah, that sounds like fun. Let's go do some raid bosses again. I miss those.
We'll have to do more of that stuff. Team Spirit's about to respawn, so Na'Vi not taking any risks. They still took off half the life of that tier 3 tower, so they're fine with that. Levels things up a little bit more. But Na'Vi right now they're rolling in it. They're rolling in it so much they've even left bottles just lying on the ground in the mid lane.
Bottles on the ground. Bottles on. No, I'm not gonna make a song out of this, but at the end of the day here, I got the masterful Toby 1 here. He can sing anything, so.
Yeah, just don't ask me to rap.
Oh, come on.
Right.
You're the next Grand. Come on.
Wow. Wow. I just...
Wrecked Seneko.
Yeah. He can glimmer in 1 second, though. And now Ramsey can't chase him down anymore. They died too many times while holding onto Seneco's gems, because Seneko was the only person I think who's bought gems this entire game. General. He knows Gold Black went Envious with a Glimmer Cape. Now he'll get the vision. He can time walk and chrono if he wants to, and he gets him on the edge. Diddy Ra was also able just to leg it, well, not leg it, float it to the mid lane and catch up to the Bane.
Time is money.
With that Aghanim Scepter as well, like, when that chrono comes back off cooldown, then you got the doubles. You still don't have Death Prophet. I suppose you do have Death Prophet with the Aegis the Immortal. She's 2 minutes through it. I don't know if you want to force it while there's no chrono.
You can still refresh it in 10 seconds if they really have to.
But why risk it? Right now, you're being brought into a team fight without having that chronosphere available. Like the creep wave kicks in, art style gets pretty pounded. The cheese will give him some life, and he'll just run himself back out through the wall. They committed so much, including that pop, the E-Blade shotgun to try and kill him off. So Team Spirit, now the double chronos are available in 4 seconds time. They expended so much and got so little. All they managed to do was expend cheese on art style. That was all the cost that Na'Vi expended.
Yep. And they have the chronos now online. Dindy, however, not having the Octarine. I don't even blame him not going for this game. I think the Lincolns has helped him tremendously. That's the one counter to Morphling, right? He's not going to get... You either have to waste the Adaptive Stripe or the Ethic Blade. And if you do one or the other, then your combo's not there, and you can't burst down the DP. So I really like what they're doing. The biggest problem for Team Spirit that they've run into is their initiation, right? They have no way to initiate onto Dindy and reliably kill him.
They got something now. Actually, no, they don't. Like, even having that Scythe of Vice over on an Invoker, they need so much more.
Snap.
And they've split up their targets. Afterlife went down, and Invoker went west.
Yep.
Probably a good thing, too, considering General's walking around with a double damage rune on him right now.
He would have died and had to buy back.
Are you going to try and fight this? Well, Aegis Immortal. Watch that timing over on Dendy. The Chronosphere's gone off. Fiend's Grip stopping Viper, but the silence from Dendy gonna buy some space. They back into the wall as Ramses goes very aggressively. They bring down the Viper with a shotgun. It does the work. Always on a fly trying to survive against Arstyle, but now a secondary chrono from General. It'll do its stuff. Ramses getting pounded down by the Impetus. He just can't morph anymore. The Morphling is down for the count. The Viper will buy back. And this will be Na'Vi trying to put a big nail in the coffin of Team Spirit. The buyback's available for the Morphling, so it's worth it from Didier Ra to do what he's about to do, especially if they can get another opening. They don't find it just yet. Now the Morphling buys back, but then he only now just uses his ultimate. He's still got the Aegis Immortal, but for not much longer. He had it for a minute when that fight began. Just to put into perspective the timing on it. I don't take my eyes off the lane, however. Afterlife walks into the Ice Path, silenced and just destroyed. Enchantress was able to reach him. Now Ramsey's lost his Lincoln Sphere. He's still holding on to that cheese from 2 Roshans ago. And, well, Nightmare will buy him the space to cheese himself back up, but he's still under the ulti of Dendi. He's taking so much damage, the E-Blade being used on himself to buy himself the space, but now with the Ice Punch from Snako, the control is perfect, but Ramsey's just so tanky, waveforming himself up to safety. The bottom ranks is still down, and Na'Vi are looking to get a GG call out here from Team Spirit. Without the Darkseer, it looks impossible, but they'll attempt the impossible. General, Chrono is available, ready to go. They throw down the side the Vice on him. General burning very, very quickly. Doesn't get the Chrono off, but it's too late. The Fortress is down. Na'Vi will take the victory, and they'll end up going 2-0 over Team Spirit and claiming 9 points in the group stage.
Yep. At the end of the day, Darkseer didn't have a vacuum into a Tide Ravage or anything. Didn't have a really good combo. Afterlife put in so much work this game. I was very impressed by him. Once again, Team Spirit are finding ways back into games that look heavily favored for Na'Vi, and that's a little bit worrisome for me. I talked about it a little bit when I was casting with Durka. They do manage to close out against the Tier 2 teams, Tier 3. I think Team Spirit is a Tier 2 team, considering they did qualify for the majors here, and I just hope that they can sure it up when they go against the bigger teams, right? They're putting a lot of pressure in the early game, but they're giving a lot of way when they don't need to necessarily, and that's my biggest concern when Na'Vi moves forward. But all in all, still, it was a really good game coming in from Na'Vi. Art style pretty much carried towards the end of that game. Enchantress just whooped Morphling's butt, and like you said, if he had evasion, maybe that wouldn't have been the case there. Maybe Art style wouldn't have hit as much, and can only wonder what could have happened. But yeah, on the backs of just a Morphling, it wasn't enough towards the end of the game.
It really was. And I really did think for a while that Na'Vi was going to end up losing it after getting the early advantage. But at the end of the day, they hold true, and they'll end up taking #1 position as we update our grid now. 3 wins straight for 3 games. You play a grand total of 5 games in the group stage, and only the #1 team is able to advance. This means that there is a chance for 99% to win. That is the name of the new team, by the way, so it won't be listed, I believe, as No Logic Gaming. No Logic Gaming, if you didn't read the news recently, they did disband. And they have been replaced by a team called 99%. That is the team that's playing up next. So they have... I know 3 of the players, but the 2 of the standings we don't know. But we'll discuss that for the next game. But right now, Na'Vi is looking very, very comfortable up at the very, very top. And with that straight loss from Team Spirit, they've got 1 point after 2 games. It's going to be a rough run if they want to try and qualify themselves for the LAN finals. Only 4 teams get to qualify. We already had our one from America, as well as from Southeast Asia. We just need our last 2 from Europe. So stay tuned, and we're going to follow our next game. Will Vega be able to keep their hopes alive with a 1-1?